Have you seen the new Tim Holtz giant embossing folders? Stick around to see what they look like. Hey crafty people, this is Ellen with EGI Designs, and thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. Today I want to go over the new Tim Holtz super giant embossing folders. He has released 5 remakes of older embossing folders in a new giant size. So I've got lots of stuff here to show you, but typically, you know, what you would be familiar with is this size, and this is A6 size, and it measures, it's 6.5 by 4.5. And so usually you cut your paper to be about 6.25 by 4.25 to fit this whole thing. Of course you can do a little bit smaller if you want to do that. Then there is also these little mini teeny ones that are so cute. And these are 2 7/8 by 4.5. And you would cut a paper about 2 3/4 by 4.25 to fit in here. But if you want to, you know, make a project that's, you know, a 5 by 7 or something quite large, you had to either do, you know, think of a different way, or just use a smaller piece, or creatively try to, you know, emboss half and then emboss the other half. So releasing these new ones is an awesome idea because it totally expands on the different kinds of projects and things you can do. So I have the stack here. Like I said, there's 5 already. And what I did was I pulled out any of the embossing folders that I have that are a match for the new ones. I have those so that we can kind of look at all of them, all the different sizes at the same time. So are you ready? Like when I pulled this out of the packaging, I was like, holy cow. Okay. Here you go. Okay. This is how big it is. The A6 one is, sorry for the glare, it's so shiny. It is half. So you get double. Also a comparison this way. So this is how much extra room you're getting. And then of course there's no comparison to this little mini one. You get, I think, about 4. So this new A5 size is 6 by 8.5, and your paper, you can of course go smaller if you want to, but for the whole thing is 5 3/4 by 8.5. And I will list out all of those measurements on my in the description box and on my blog, so that you don't have to remember any of that stuff. Basically, this is comparable if you're familiar with any of the larger Spellbinders ones. This is pretty much the same as that. So, if, you know, to get your own kind of reference point in your head. So let's start. So we have this one is the Foundry. They call it Foundry Large. So here's the folder, and then this is what it looks like. And let me break out. We have for this one we actually have all 3. So we have the mini baby one, and then we have the regular, right? So this is about half of this. And then we have the big mama. Look at that. So again, this is about, you can get chew. So that's amazing to me. So yeah, so this is pretty big. This is the Foundry, so it looks very Foundry-esque. So you could do a lot of cool techniques with it, and if you rubbed your ink pad on the top, or if you had the like the craft paper from Tim that has the color on the top, you could use a sanding block and rough just the off, and that would be really cool. Lots of cool techniques and tricks, of course, that you can do with all of these. But I just want to kind of go over the comparison today so that you have that. Alright, I'm going to turn off my light over here. Maybe that will help. I don't want it to be so glary for you. Okay, so there's the Foundry. The next one is Botanical Large. This one is so pretty. Look at how big this is. Let's see, let me find. Oh, this one I only had, it was funny, I don't have the regular size one. I think it's an older one, but I do have the mini for that. So, again, look at that. It dwarfs it in comparison. But here is what that looks like. So gorgeous. Such a great detail on that, and so pretty. A lot of people will be excited about the next one, the Typewriter. Right? A lot of really cool things you can do with this one, and now that you have a giant one, it'll be even better. So look at this. And cut these out, run some ink on there, do lots of cool things. And then here is the comparison for that. So it looks kind of like on this one they expanded from the original. So that is awesome. I really love that. Alright. Next we have the lumber. So this opens up a whole world of possibilities, for backgrounds, and there's 3 planks in that. And here is what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see, but the etchings are so deep on that. And once you start putting paint or spray or ink on here, those are just gonna pop. All the lines. Let's see if you can appreciate the detail in this, because it's pretty amazing. So a lot of little lines and details to make it really look like wood. And I do have the regular one. So again, this is just, it looks like they expanded that because it's the same exact style if you're used to that, the same pattern. And then here is the tiny one, which might be a piece of this kind of shrunk down. So we have that. And then for the last one, this is Entangled Large, which is absolutely gorgeous. Just the flourishes on here, so beautiful. And so for this one, I have the this, the large one, and I have the regular one. So yeah, same thing again, just blown up. So lots of possibilities. So that is all of the folders. I wanted to show you, so when you are running this through your die cut machine, this is the smaller multi-purpose platform. I just wanted to show you the size comparisons. So this is exactly the same size as the smaller multi-purpose platform. So I was able to, this is a regular A2, actually this is 4.5 by 6. Put this in the middle, ran it through the die cut machine. So I do get a good impression. I didn't have a full sheet, but at least a smaller sheet worked just fine. If you don't mind my base, my wrapper got torn off there, but so this is the Spellbinders Universal Plate System platform. This I have a Sizzix switch, and I use this in that, so I have a smaller, but this fits with room on either side, and it is, let's see, yeah, right to the edge on both. So if you have this is great to use, no problem. And then obviously if you have a larger machine, this is my plate for my switch, so I'll try to get it in on camera. So lots of room for this, so no problem with that. Depending on your machine, you might need to get extended plates for your machine or something like that, to make sure that you can run this all the way through, and that you'll be good to go. So I will list everything that I showed today in the description box, just so that you can check that out for yourself if you're like, oh, hey, I want that folder, I want that folder. So I'll have all that information for you. I do have affiliate links, and so yeah, just as a wrap up, so there's 5 new A5 size giant Tim Holtz embossing folders. Again, we have Entangled, Lumber, Typewriter. I just love that. This is the Botanical. So pretty. And then the Foundry. So lots of new amazing possibilities available for you with this new size. So thank you for stopping by today. Come join me over on Facebook. I post videos, cards, any crafty sales I come across. I have a new blog. You can come check me out over there. I'm on Pinterest now as well. So lots of cool stuff going on. And if you aren't already a subscriber, I would love it if you could become a subscriber and join our crafty community. It really helps out my channel, and I appreciate you very much. All right, until next time, like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.
Here are a couple more videos I thought you might like. Thanks so much for watching.